What is up, everybody, on this week's Unbiased Hard Take? Hope y'all had a great Thanksgiving, and I want to be the last to wish you a happy Thanksgiving to those of you who celebrate. Hope y'all spend it with family, loved ones. But on this week's Unbiased Hard Take, we're going to react to the Thanksgiving NFL Day games where the Packers got to win, the Cowboys got to win, and the Bengals got to win. We're going to react to those games as well as NFL predictions. Stay tuned for more. What is up, Unbiased Hard Take? I'm feeling good because tomorrow we have some stress-free football for Packer fans, for us Packer backers, because we already took care of business on Thanksgiving. So we do not have to stress tomorrow. We can enjoy some nice football on this really snowy weekend here in good old Indiana. So we'll jump right on into it. And speaking of the Packers, we have to talk about the Packers because we broke it down a little bit in our short video, which hit 1.2K views and gained us some more subscribers. That is now our most popular YouTube short. So 1.2K views. We really appreciate the support from you guys. This channel has grown so much since the beginning, and I'm very proud of where it's come and where we are now and where we're going to go in the future. So with that, we'll jump right on into it because it is Toyotathon. And like I've said before, like I said in the short, Jordan Love's stats get really good in the Toyotathon, and it's kind of weird. It's kind of funny, really. But the old saying goes that Bill Belichick used to say that football doesn't really start until Thanksgiving. And that's true because the Packers get the 24-31 win over the Lions on Thanksgiving in Detroit. Packers wearing that really clean white away uniform. I like to see the OG white away uniform. But we talked about the stats already. Where Love threw 4 touchdowns. I mean, he was absolutely sensational. One of the best top 10 quarterback in the league. And that was a really big win for the Packers because that moves them to 8-3-1 and gives them virtually, truly a 2.5 game lead over the Lions because the Packers have that tie and only 3 losses, while the Lions have 5 losses. So that tie, like I said back in the Dallas game, comes in handy. Ties are better than losses. And of course, you already have a 1-game lead on them. On top of that, with 1 extra win, and you hold the tiebreaker, and actually the Packers' first season series sweep of the Lions since 2020. The first time in the Jordan Love era. Jordan Love won MVP of that Thanksgiving game. They got themselves some turkey. That was a really cold photo of Jordan Love holding that turkey leg up with Micah Parsons with Sean Gary standing there. It was a really cold photo. Also, it's on our Facebook page. Link to that's in the description down below. So go check that out for a lot of daily content. We have a lot of good stuff on our Facebook page also for those more interested in reading content and social media, things like that. So anyways, but the Packers, I mean, they got a big game in Chicago coming up. That's all I'm saying. And the Bears took care of business on Black Friday as well, beating the Eagles. That was really impressive. I'm going to give the Bears their props. So this division is truly going to come down to really Chicago or Green Bay. And I think whoever does not win the division on this will be a wild card team also. But Green Bay opens as around 6-point favorites. I'm not a big betting guy. I don't read into favorites, but we will see. We will see. Green Bay moves to 3-0 in the division, and that was a really massive win for the Packers. Especially to get those tiebreakers over the Lions. The NFC playoff picture is starting to clear up a little bit. The Panthers are falling off a little bit. Buccaneers are falling down a little bit. Teams like that. Cowboys are kind of rising up there a little bit. And speaking of the Cowboys, they play the Lions next. And both those teams desperately need a win. So I dislike both teams. So I'll be very happy just to sit down on Amazon Prime and just watch some football knowing somebody is going to be hitting the panic button at the end of Thursday Night Football next week. That'll be fun. So there's some entertaining football coming up. The Packers still have to play the Bears twice and the Vikings one more time. So still 3 more division games for Green Bay. I'm excited to see where this goes. So it'll be a lot of fun. But then moving on to speaking of another team who really needs another win, and that's the Chiefs. And we talk about the Cowboys too, because the Cowboys get a 31-28 win over the Kansas City Chiefs. Dallas did, in Dallas at Jerry's World. And that moves the Cowboys to a winning record, y'all. I mean, 6 wins, 5 losses, 1 tie. I mean, they're catching up with the Eagles there a little bit. They're starting to get into wild card contention now. And that's concerning because while Dallas's defense I don't think is good on any level. I mean, Mahomes still had 4 touchdowns, 261 yards, 23 for 34. They didn't run the ball particularly well. Kareem Hunt was the leading rusher at 58 yards. Rashee Rice lit it up, 92 yards with 2 tutties. Travis Kelce found the end zone, worthy 61 yards. Hollywood Brown had a nice touchdown as well. So the Chiefs' offense looked good, but the Chiefs just don't look the same. The odds that didn't make the playoffs right now are not good. I mean, they're now currently 6-6, and we're running out of time for the Chiefs, really. I mean, because they still have to play. Yeah, I'm looking at here. They have to play the Texans. I mean, they do have easy games against the Titans and Raiders up in there. They got to play Denver again. They've already lost to them one time. They got to play the Chargers again. The Chargers are a contending team right now as well, in the playoffs picture as well. So, and the Chargers already beat the Chiefs also on opening day in Brazil. So it's not like the Chargers can't do it. They've already done it this year. So the Chiefs have like 3 more hard games on their schedule that are not automatic win games. Texans are playing good football right now. The Broncos may be the best football in the league in the AFC, especially right now, especially defensively. And then, of course, you got to throw the Chargers in there too. They're a little inconsistent, but 3 more rough games are 6-6. Things aren't looking good. That door looks like it is slamming closed. Never count Mahomes out. I do think they'll get in the playoffs still. I'm never going to bet against Mahomes. They're going to be a wild card team, and I think they'll get bounced first round. Big step back from where they were recently talking about a three-peat going to last year's Super Bowl. Things are falling off a cliff. And they typically do when you hang on to players, especially like Travis Kelce, out of their prime, Chris Jones out of his prime, and I mean, things of that nature. So, Cowboys looking good, though. And speaking of the Cowboys, I'll talk about the Cowboys here a little bit because George Pickens, y'all, I said it before that he's the Cowboys' #1 receiver. CeeDee Lamb's had sort of a drop issue this season. But, I mean, CD did put up a great Thanksgiving performance at 112 yards on 7 catches for a tutty, and Pickens right behind him with 6 catches, no touchdowns for him. But I do think George Pickens, I mean, it's 1A, 1B. They're both great receivers, but they got to pay George Pickens that money. Dak Prescott's playing great football, 320 yards, 2 tutties, 1 interception. But Dak Prescott's he's not a great quarterback. He gets a lot of hate because he's a Cowboy, like all Cowboy quarterbacks do. Tony Romo, Troy Aikman, all of them do. So, I mean, no different for Dak Prescott. But Dak Prescott, that offense is rolling. Javonte Williams is a good running back. He had 59 yards, kind of a rougher day for him. He did find the end zone in the receiving game. So, I mean, around about 80 yards total for the game. So, a decent game for him total. Didn't run the ball particularly well, though. That offense is clicking. It's that defense they got to worry about. I don't think if they do get in the playoffs, I think they may have to sneak in last second. But if they do make the playoffs, I don't think their defense will be good enough to compete for a championship, a Super Bowl. But I do think Dallas is a fun team to monitor. And like I said, I'm excited for that Thursday night game against the Lions because I'll be happy with whoever loses. I hate both teams. But then there's more because there was a great comeback on Thanksgiving. And football gods blessed us with Joe Burrow's return. And he said he didn't eat no turkey leg, but that's on him. He had the opportunity to because they earned that turkey. And Joe Burrow for the day, 24 for 46, 261, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, and they scored 32 points. But I really want to talk about that defense and Lamar Jackson. We'll get into Lamar Jackson here in a minute. But that defense for the Bengals, I want to sort of give them a round of applause because they've had a rough season. And for them to come out there on Thanksgiving in Baltimore and do what they did, that was really impressive. That was some guts. So really just applaud the Bengals defense there. They're not really a talented unit. And they made Lamar look ordinary. Maybe Lamar is ordinary. We'll get into that here in a minute. But that Joe Burrow truly is probably the second best quarterback in the league when he's healthy. But I don't think he's the second best quarterback anymore, in my opinion, because availability is the best ability. I mean, but he did return, and when he's healthy, he's definitely a top 2 quarterback in the NFL, top 3 at worst. And he proved it again. I mean, he returns, the Bengals go out there and beat the division favorite Ravens and moves the Ravens to 6-6 also. Pittsburgh, depending on what they do tomorrow for their game, currently holds the division lead. And then that Baltimore and Pittsburgh play each other 2 more times. Hold on, make sure I have that correct. Yeah, they still play each other 2 more times. So, like I said, division football is best late in the season. That's how the NFL should do these games. I love to see the division games late in the season because you end up with stuff like this. It really keeps football entertaining. And Baltimore still has everything right in front of them. But like I said, so is Pittsburgh. And they play them twice more too. So, and Lamar Jackson right now is not playing very good football. 17 for 32. No touchdowns of any kind, 1 interception. Primetime Thanksgiving. Lamar Jackson, your 2-time league MVP. Same as Josh Allen. Still can't get it done against Mahomes in the playoffs. Regular season quarterback. And I mean, is he really anymore? Because this season, 6-6, struggling to keep pace with a 40-year-old Aaron Rodgers in the division. And he's supposed to eventually lead the Ravens to a Super Bowl? Doubt it. Ringless. Overrated regular season quarterback. And that's why many times I've said Jalen Hurts is the second best quarterback in the NFL, even though, yes, they are struggling a bit right now on the winning side. But their offense, he's passed for more yards, so they can't say he's not putting up stats now. That was the complaint against Jalen Hurts all along, that he wants his stats. Well, he's getting his stats now. So it's A.J. Brown, and they're losing. It's all about wins. And the Eagles still have a very good chance of making the playoffs. They're defending Super Bowl champions. They have a Super Bowl, something Lamar doesn't have. And that's just reality. And they're 6-6 right now, and they're struggling. And they just lost to a Bengals team that they should have beat. And that Bengals defense is not good, and they held them to 14 points. Lamar Jackson on Thanksgiving, no touchdowns, only 14 points. I understand it was against Joe Burrow, and the Bengals have new life at 4-8. They're not technically out of the playoff picture yet, and never count out Joe Burrow either. But it's not. I don't think the Ravens will win this division. If they do, they'll be a one-and-done playoff team. And that's just reality. But then, we're going to talk about this coming Sunday's NFL action, because we have more action to predict. And really, in my opinion, this Sunday slate is kind of a weaker slate. They did really good on the Thanksgiving Day games this year, I really do think. I mean, the Packers game was a good game, came down to the wire. It was a one-possession game. The Chiefs-Cowboys game was outstanding, a 3-point game. And the Bengals-Ravens game was better than everyone thought it was because it was an upset. No one thought the Bengals would win. Joe Burrow returns. That's good TV. So it was a really good Thanksgiving slate. I was really happy with that. And, of course, the Bears upset the Eagles, unfortunately, on Black Friday. So good for football fans. But this Sunday slate's a little weaker, in my opinion. So I've decided to predict these games. We're going to go with the Colts and Texans game. And this game actually is big also for multiple reasons because the Colts have lost 2 of the last 3 games. And Indiana Jones, old Daniel Jones, is turning back into old Giants Denny Dimes. And I guess we shouldn't be surprised. I mean, Daniel Jones has a ceiling. Yes, he is playing better football. I think he's a solid NFL quarterback, but I don't think he cannot win you games. And we've seen that in the fourth quarter against the Chiefs game where they had under 20 total offensive yards in the fourth quarter. Had the Colts even been competent, slightly competent, in that fourth quarter on any level, they would have won that game against the Chiefs. But, I mean, Daniel Dimes has a ceiling. And it's in Arrowhead against Mahomes, who's struggling. They're going to get it done. Especially when you only have, I think it was 11 yards of total offense. Either way, under 20 yards in the fourth quarter total. Just straight up not good enough. And the Jags and Houston Texans are within 2 games in that division. And both have winning records now. Houston's turned it back around. They have a winning record right now. And Jacksonville's currently in the wild card picture. So... And I don't think they've played them yet. I don't know they haven't. I'm looking at it right here on my notes. The Colts have not played Jacksonville or Houston yet. So the Colts have very far away. They haven't even gotten close in this division. They've regressed a lot, if anything. And because of that, I'm going to pick Houston. I picked Houston to start this season to win this division. I know I lived in Indiana. Sorry, all the Colts fans out there, but... 11 yards in the fourth quarter against the Chiefs. Lost 2 of your last 3 games. Daniel Jones looking like Daniel Jones again. And Jonathan Taylor's great, but Jonathan Taylor was great last year. And they lost a lot. So, I'm going to take the Texans to win this. I think the Texans are the best team in this division. Davis Mills is playing good ball. Even if CJ Stroud or doesn't play, it doesn't matter. I think Houston wins this game. Give me the Texans. I just don't trust Daniel Jones. I think the Colts may have been pretenders to start the season. We'll find out. So give me the Texans to win a close game. 1-possession game. Texans by 4. Texans by 4. Then moving on, we're going to also predict a big game here between the Steelers and the Buffalo Bills. 2 teams really struggling right now, and both fan bases reason to panic. And I'm interested to see this game. This is the 4 o'clock window game and probably the best game, in my opinion, on tomorrow's slate. Because both teams need to win here desperately. Aaron Rodgers will be playing tomorrow. He has been cleared to play per Mike Tomlin. But that Steelers pass defense is awful. It's one of the worst in the league. And to be the highest paid defense in the NFL, sorry, JB, to be performing how you are, especially in that secondary, they look old. And really they are. They have older players in the secondary. Darius Slay. I mean, Jalen Ramsey. It's not the youngest secondary room. It's just not. And you're paying all these guys and they're not performing. And you do have Josh Allen, who has performing statistically really well this year. It's probably the best regular season quarterback in the NFL. Now, playoffs, he craps to bed. We already know that. We've had that conversation many times. We're not going to go there. But I think truly both teams need a win right now. I'm going to pick the Bills to get the win here. I think obviously they're better at the quarterback position now. I mean, obviously Aaron Rodgers in his prime is miles better than Josh Allen, but Aaron Rodgers is no longer in his prime. He's coming off of an injury. The Steelers are known to kind of struggle later in the season sometimes, and they have for the last couple years now. Sorry, JB, they just have. The Steelers have struggled late in the season. I think the Bills get the win here. Reigning league MVP. I think the Bills win by 3 on a game-winning field goal. Bills by 3. Then moving on to the game we're all going to be monitoring, in my opinion, is the 49ers against the Browns. And Shador gets his second look, where the other against the Raiders, he got his first career win and was able to become the first Browns quarterback to win their first start for them since 1995, if I'm recalling correctly. So that's a great thing for the Browns. And Shador, his dad was in attendance. That's great. He scored his first NFL touchdown. But it is the Raiders. And that's what his haters are saying. Oh, it was the Raiders. Well, there's only no excuses now because you have to play the 49ers. I'm really interested to see how he plays. And I think he played well against the Raiders and got ultimately what matters to get the win. And Stefanski's going to give him another look. And it's obvious the Browns don't want to see him do well. I mean, he didn't even get a game ball. I mean, he's the first quarterback to win his first start for the Browns in a million years, and he doesn't even get a game ball. That's just a snub right there and a slap in the face, in my opinion. But I think the 49ers will win this game relatively easy. I think Shador will struggle a little bit. I think he'll show moments. I think he'll throw a touchdown or two, but he'll throw some interceptions, maybe lose a fumble, and they'll lose pretty badly. I think the 49ers are just a better team. But I think Shador will show flashes, but I think Niners win big here. So again, what do you think of my predictions? Let me know in the comments below. What do you think of the Thanksgiving games? We had a great slate. So that's all I got. Again, thank you all for the support. A lot of recent new subscribers and 1.2K videos on our last short on the Packers Thanksgiving Day win. And we've had a couple hit 900 as well. So just thank you for the support. And again, happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Hope y'all had a safe holiday and stay safe out there in this cold weather. So until next time, let's go Heat. Bowler up, baby. And go, Pack, go. See y'all next week.